Hey everyone, hey Kim, how's everyone? Just waiting for some committee members. Just give us a few minutes and then we can get started. Hey, how's it going?
How are you? Thank you. I was wondering how we're gonna get let into the meeting. You guys are good.
Thank you, Madeline. We'll be starting shortly.
Not a problem, no worries. And instead of Kim, I believe that may be Juan. And there's another lady, Nanette, that we're presenting to you guys this evening. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Good. Juan, do me a favor, change Kim Ramos to your name, please.
Will do.
I'm gonna see if I could do something. Share. Do you see that, Juan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. Stop sharing. Okay, just checking.
Remember in kindergarten when you used to do me on roll around?
Okay, Nanette, change your name from Kim Ramos to Nanette.
Yeah, that's what I saw that. I'm trying to figure out how it's been some
Oh,
time I don't use Zoom.
Ma,
Uh,
because you're using Kim's credentials to get into this meeting. That's why you appear as Kim. So you double click on that and change it.
rename. Here it is.
first choice of a color if you were a lots of color.
Hey, guys, so we'll be starting in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes and then we'll start. Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. The time is 7:10. For anyone's joining us that's new here, this is, hey, right on time, Bruce.
Well, 2 minutes late.
Ah, that's all right. It was 7:10. I'm calling this meeting to order. My name is Joel Abreu. I am the Chair of Business Development, this committee. We meet the first Tuesday of every month. This is February's meeting. Thank you so much for joining us, all those who are on Zoom, on YouTube, and in person.
Bruce.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have an medium size, but a big agenda, big item anyway. So I'm looking forward to this meeting. As always, let's start by introducing ourselves. Like I said, this is the Business Development Committee for Community Board 12. My name is Joel Abreu. I chair this committee. I've been serving on the board for 4 years now. I've been chairing this committee for 3, but I've been on the 4 for 4. Happy to be here. I also serve on the licensing committee. I'm gonna go to Chris.
Hey, everybody, I'm Chris, relatively new member, started last May, and also serve on land use committee.
Thank you so much, Chris. Carl.
Carl Pulebu, member of the committee, also a member of the cannabis task force.
Thank you so much, Carl. Our OG, Bruce.
What's OG? Old guy? Oh, man. I'm the old guy. I'm also on traffic and transportation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bruce. So let's get started. I just need a couple minutes to do some announcements. So last month, we were talking about the beneficial ownership that basically was a deadline for the beneficial ownership. Get you the actual name. So basically, the United States Department of Treasury and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network was having businesses kind of, fill out this form to find out who the actual beneficial owner is of a business.
Yeah.
The deadline was January 1st. It got pushed to the 13th, but gladly and luckily, it's in court now. And I don't know, I think Jackie, you could speak on this. I know you're there. And sorry, before you speak, introduce yourself, Jackie. Jackie's not a member of the committee or the board, but a frequent visitor of the committee. So I'll have her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Jackie Tessman, Director of Community Business Development, and I attend the meetings, try to see what's going on, and thank you for having me. And Joelle, I said Joelle, I'm sorry, because I know Joelle also. You pretty much said it. It's in the court system now. I do believe though that it was extended to August 2025. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it's in the court system now. So there is no fine, there's no penalty, there's no anything until it works its way through the courts.
Right, and thank God that gives us enough time to, if the courts uphold this, then obviously we'll move on this and tell as many businesses as possible, because we're kind of caught off guard. So now we have enough time. If it does indeed say that the courts say that every business has to fill this form out, then we'll let our businesses know in our district. Go ahead, Carl.
So you said it's in court. Exactly why is it in court? What is anybody asking for in court?
So I think it's in, firstly, I think President Trump, part of his kind of his executive orders was to delay this.
Yeah.
And then that's what I heard. And secondly, I think that they're trying to see if it's legal or not.
If the executive order is legal.
Not the executive order, if
This proposal.
this thing that they're having businesses do is legal. I think there's an injunction.
Right.
But to the exact of who's in the injunction, I don't have details. But I know that they're fighting it in court.
Would you know who the plaintiffs are?
I don't have any details on that, but I'll get details maybe next month. Yeah.
It's sort of a curious litigation posture.
Yeah. I think the reason why I didn't look into this is because the main thing that I wanted to get through is that it's been delayed, and that's where I stopped. And that's the important part, right? So these businesses don't get.
Do we know the next hearing date?
I think it's in March.
Okay, all right.
So I know they pushed it. I think Jackie said August. She's not too sure, but I'll get more details regarding it.
It would be nice to.
And I sent you all a list of businesses that we spoke about it last month.
Yes.
I have to tell you though, I looked through the list briefly and it's sort of outdated.
I was going to mention that. So Jackie, last month, we were talking about building a network apart from our business resource guide, but a network of where we could contact our businesses.
Right.
And Jackie sent me a list, of what she had, but I think it's outdated.
Yeah, it was from XYZ.
Yeah, from Live XYZ, which is a startup that
Yeah,
New
yeah,
York
yeah.
City, partners with.
Mhm,
And it's a little outdated, but it's somewhere to start.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I
got
don't think there's anything wrong with using the emails that are on there, but just in the areas that Clothworks, I saw at least 5 or 6 businesses that had closed, some before the pandemic or during the pandemic. So I'm not really sure how or why they're still on there. If
I think Live XYZ has a 3-month rolling check that they do. So they update it every 90 days,
Yeah.
every 3 months. So I guess that's a good start. For the businesses that we do know are not in that or have a different email address, we'll kind of update it. And that's our second task. Our first task is to do the resource guide and then get our network. But it's a great start. But yeah, thank you for that, Jackie. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right.
And Carl, I have the answers to your questions. The case is Texas Top Cop Shop versus Garland, Merrick Garland,
Okay,
and it's in the Eastern District of Texas and the Fifth Circuit. They ordered a nationwide injunction, which stops it from going into effect. And long story short, they're not going to force it.
Yeah.
The challenge is it a proper exercise of the Commerce Clause?
right.
Necessary.
Why would they still have, Mary Garland, as named?
Because it's,
defendant?
well, it was filed in December, so I
It's
guess,
filed in December.
so,
Okay,
yeah, it's
December,
just-
all right.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you for that, Chris.
sure.
Other news that I forgot to mention that last month, New York State raised its minimum wage. This is important for our businesses, from $16 to $16.50. I mean, that's good, but better than nothing. Just wanted to report that. Also, last announcement. So I found it very interesting. I remember when we were talking about budgets, we were talking about e-bikes, right? A way to kind of safely charge them. I think was proposed, but we kind of gave it to the Committee of Transportation. I spoke to Leo about it, and I'm not too sure if he put it on his on the budget. Anyway, but there's good news. So New York City started a program. Has anybody heard of the program? The e-bike trade program?
E-bike trade program?
Yeah, trade program. I'm gonna show that to people. Let me show this. Pretty cool. Let me share my screen. So in our district, we've had a couple fires because of these badly manufactured batteries that these delivery drivers, which bring our food all across the city, which is great, but they get these bikes that have these batteries that could potentially blow up. Now, to combat this, New York City released a program where they can come in and trade their current bikes for bikes that are safer. And this is part of Adams' administration, Charge Safe, Ride Safe. And it's great. So you just have to go online for all our businesses that deliver food and you have drivers, take this into consideration because it's only a limited, I think it's up to February 17th. So applications will be opening They're open now, so they open on the 27th to February 17th. And this is the application portal. All right. They're not certified, so if you have an uncertified electric bike, uncertified moped or gas-powered moped, that can't be legally registered with the Department of Motor Vehicles, you will receive a UL certified e-bike with a spare UL certified battery. Here's some eligibility. So the program is open to food delivery workers who have earned at least $1,500 in 2024, live in New York City, are at least 18 years old, and own and use an eligible mobility device to complete food deliveries. This is a great program. All those businesses out there, right, that are watching this or maybe replaying this, take advantage of this. It's only on this, it's up to the 17th, right? So tell all our community members or our businesses about this program.
So, and the one you mentioned, are there the minimum wage rise? Is it city or state?
Say that again, the minimum one?
The minimum wage increase,
State.
Oh, it's New York State.
New York State,
New York State.
$16 to 16.50.
Yeah, 1650.
Is it in effect right now?
Yes, currently in effect. Okay, so just wanted to mention that program, take advantage of it. Anybody who rides and delivers food.
That's excellent.
All right.
It's really good.
We've been a victim of, I think, 3 fires. It was last year. And we've lost some lives because of those batteries. So, okay. Any other announcements from committee members? Okay, good. All right. So we have today joining us, we have Juan, which is the president of Ponce Bank. Madeline, who was here last time. Who else do we have here from Ponce Bank?
Well, I gotta thank you, Joel. This is Madeline Marquez, and thank you for inviting us. You just promoted Juan to be president of the bank, but
I appreciate that. Hopefully it comes out with a nice bump, right?
all right.
Hopefully, wishing that for you. Juan, thank you so much. So for those who don't know, Ponce Bank submitted their application to become a banking development district for Community Board 12 late 2024. So round of applause. We
That's
completed.
part of it was literally, I'm sorry to cut you off, Joel. We literally submitted on December 26th. Okay?
This December 26, 2024, we wrote a letter of support for them as a committee. It was approved by the community board. Hopefully we get this bank opened. We want to know about the status of the application. Part of their proposal is to open up a physical location, a branch on 207 and 10th Avenue, well, 9th Avenue. Ponce Bank is a bank that's been around for a while. They're very community oriented, and I'm really glad that they decided to apply for this, but I'm looking forward to hearing some updates from you guys.
Well, as you stated, Mr. Chairman, we did submit the banking development application on December 26th, and we have heard from them that they have received it and they are reviewing it in haste. Other than that, we don't have any other additional updates from the Department of Financial Services, but we do have a couple of updates that one will cover and then net as it relates to the actual branch itself and where that status is and the building that's going to house the branch. What I'd like to do is also remind the committee members that we also, besides being a bank, we also offer a very robust financial mastery program that we'd like to also share with you and send you some of the flyers so that you can help us promote it all over the communities, because there's a little bit of everything for everyone in all the series that we have. One is going to talk to you about the Spanish one that we converted into Spanish, right? And then that's going to cover all the personal ones, but I like to cover two of them, of which one of them, you know, you're very much aware of it. It's our boot camp program for small entrepreneurs, right? And the Bronx one gets started tomorrow. The one in Manhattan, we do it per county. So we have a program for the Bronx, for Manhattan, for Brooklyn and Queens, and then we merge the graduations. And the one for Manhattan starts on March 12th. So we'll be sending you directly all the flyers for that so that you can help us promote it. We've been papering all the communities that we serve so they can take advantage of this. This one in Manhattan is only for Manhattan businesses. The one in the Bronx is only for Bronx businesses. But you'll see once we send you the flyer. The other program that we're also starting that we did last year is called Protecting Your Legacy, getting your financial house in order. Mr. Chairman, we've discovered that many of entrepreneurs that we have, those that have small businesses, do not consider themselves to have a legacy behind, even if they have children, right? They have to either be rich or famous and what have you. And honestly speaking, the moment you have a child or you bring a child into this world, you have a legacy to leave behind. And most of our small entrepreneurs are not ready, do not have any wills, do not have insurance policies. So we've created a Protect Your Legacy program that talks about that as well. And we're also going to be sending you that flyer because it's important that our small entrepreneurs get their financial house in order, right? But not only that, set up their own legacies within their own families and have that conversation that we as Hispanics don't like to have, right? Because I mean, you try talking to my mom, I try talking to my mom, and she doesn't want to hear it. She comes out, ay, no me hable de eso, que no me estoy muriendo. Oh, don't talk to me about that because I'm not dying, right? Is what my mother hits me with. And it's rampant among Hispanic and African American communities, and we need to change the dynamic of that conversation, right? And this, we have set up the infrastructure, we have attorneys, we have insurance brokers and all of that. So if they're part of the program, they have access to those resources. So I'm also I can't wait to send you that flyer. And most of the entrepreneurs we have in our business bootcamp are going to be part of this program because there is no succession planning and we need to help them put that in place. I could give you an example of a gentleman that I knew that he had a business for over 20 years. So, and he passed away while he was training his son, and now his son is fighting in the probate court. So we need to get together and come together to help our small entrepreneurs as it relates to protecting their legacy and getting their financial house in order. With that said, I'm sorry?
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Succession plan is important.
Want to share real quickly with you, if you don't mind, the flyer that we're going to send you. This one is just for the Bronx series, but it has all of the different topics that are going to be covered. I want to stop sharing because I want to really give Juan an opportunity. And the next, I would say goes next, only because I want her to share an update on the construction of the branch and where we are with that building.
Yeah, I didn't see Nanette. I'm sorry, Nanette. She's also a part of Crimson Bank now. And I just realized. So welcome Nanette as well. But go ahead, Nanette.
Yes, thank you, Joelle. Good evening, everyone. So as Madeline stated, I start off with I actually started with the financial mastery since Madeline was just talking about it. Similar to what she added, we're also having one that's actually starting in a few weeks for the consumer side of the house, and it's actually called My Finance, My Future, where we're going to be doing similar virtual sessions for our communities. And similar to what Madeline shared, we have a flyer that we'll also send over to you so you can help us in spreading the word out in the community of what we're doing. But in addition to that, we also have, and I'll share my screen because we also have it available on our website that we just recently finished launching. And I'll share it here. And it's just to give you an example of how to go about and navigate all the different programs, including the ones that Madeline referenced to just a few minutes ago. And it's under our website, poncebank.com, and then we go to financial mastery, and here we have all the different financial masteries that we offer. As you will see here, the My Finance, My Future is the one that I'm referencing to. This is specifically for the consumer side of the house. And it starts from our youngsters, right? From kindergarten all the way till 8th grade. And then we move on to junior high, then high school. And then we have programs for young adults, which ranges from the high school ages to early college. Then we have the youth series that focuses on the smaller children. on the younger children. Then we have the adult program that also focuses on our seniors, and we take opportunities to do this also in some of the senior centers that we also host financial masteries for. So this is a great opportunity for us. We're starting in about 2 or 3 weeks, and we're excited to also share the flyers with you. Please feel free to also suggest individuals that you may know to visit our website, because all these sessions are on there as well. And
Okay.
have any questions on this before I move on to the 207 location?
No questions. No. Any questions for the committee?
Just how many people do you anticipate, or would you like, can you hold, or would you like to come to any one of these sessions?
So that's a great question. We last year, and I'm gonna say, we revamped the program towards the end of the year. So in the fourth quarter, we kicked off the virtual. Before that, we used to have in person. And some of our sessions, we had over 40, 50 people participate. In some of our sessions, we had smaller groups. It all depends on when they're being held, also the communities that we're serving. The idea of having it virtual is to have a larger exposure so that we have more people available to join at different timings, and also give the flexibility to our staff to be able to do it even from their homes and provide these sessions. So we're expecting that as we continue to promote the program, we're going to have more and more individuals interested in participating. So again, we ask for your support in spreading the word of what Ponce is doing out there. It's a great program. As you saw, we have so many different sessions on educational components for the community.
Yeah, agreed. So just to, whoever doesn't know, part of their BDD application, and apart from that, Ponce Bank already does this, but part of the commitment to the community is to hold these events of, financial seminars on the business side and the consumer side. So I'm glad to see that you guys are starting or have already been doing this. So, okay, great. Just share the flyer with me on the consumer and the business side. For the boot camp, for the consumer side, share it with me so I can pass it along to the board, and we can share it with our community. Okay.
We'll be sending you 5 flyers, 1 for each program, so you get a sense of everything that we have. Nanette?
Great.
Yep, perfect. All right. Any other questions? No. All
We're
right.
good.
So now I'm going to share, and this is some early phases of what our 207th Street branch is looking like as of we speak. Are we here? All right. Let me know when you see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, now it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
There we go.
All righty. So as you can see, this is the beautiful structure of the inside of the branch, right? It's still in the early phase. And this is just to give you some screen shots of where so far the works that have been taking place at this location. I'll just move it over so you can get some visibility into it. This is again as the branch is undergoing its construction. We continue here on the other side of the location. Again, it's under construction, but at least it gives visibility into where we at today. And this is what the outside of the premise looks like for those that have crossed over the 207th Bridge, crossing over from the Bronx into the Inwood area. It's the building located right off of the right-hand side, right in the corner, as you cross over the bridge going into the Inwood sector. So the branch here, oops, I'm sorry. The branch here is scheduled to be right on this corner where you see the glass here. The entrance would be on the side of 9th Avenue. This is the bridge over in this corner, crossing over to Inwood. And it's a perfect angle as we're right in the corner, having visibility from all 4 corners of people coming in, both foot traffic and also the train station that's on the opposite side. And that's what the branch would look like as we continue building it out. And this is going back to the first page. May I stop sharing? Any questions? You want me to go back to seeing any more pictures? We're still in the early phases. As you see the construction inside, this takes a lot of conversations, a lot of plannings internally. But there's progress and we're excited about this new initiative.
Well, it looks great. It looks great. Go ahead, Carl.
When are you expecting to have it completed?
I was expecting that question. Great question. So we are in the very early phases. We still don't have a exact date. We are aiming for sometime towards approximately somewhere between end of second quarter, perhaps running into third quarter. Again, this is all tentative. Dates can change based on progress of the construction. As you know, that this requires different permits. It requires, different agencies within also the banking field that we need to go through certain approvals and certain processes. So these things do take time. And then, as we work also internally on setting up the location with all the system accesses that we need. So we're projecting sometime around end of second or early for third quarter.
That puts it around between June and September.
Good. Have you began to staff the branch?
Another great question. So yes, we are actively working on recruitment for this branch in particular. We are for multiple of our locations, but the goal is to, because we have enough time in our hands as we build out the construction and as we work on the logistics, we have time to hire people now, train them, get them ready for when this branch is ready to be open, including management to manage this location as well, and our staff members to fully support the community there. So yes, we are working on recruitment.
Awesome, great. Lucy had a question? Oh, I think, Chris? Great. I'm looking forward to, I think you're on mute.
When do they know if they'll get this development grant?
Okay, well, I was just about to ask that. When are you expecting to hear word from DFS?
Even if we hear word from DFS this month, it will not, for lack of a better word, kick in, sir, until the actual branch is operational.
Got it, yeah.
So it'll be approved. The branch has to open and become operational before even us receiving any other funds. So there's a whole slew of investments and things that we need to do even before. So the assumption is if we open between June and September, last of second quarter for beginning of third quarter, then I would presume that also right after that, maybe in the third quarter or last quarter of the year is when the DFS funds come in.
Okay. Great. We're looking forward to it. Good luck.
There's another thing that I have one, if you don't mind, Joel. So you talk about the Spanish programa acelerado para empresarios.
No problem. Well, thank you, everybody. Good evening. It's a pleasure to actually meet with you from actually being part of this community and Community 12. So born and raised in Dykeman. So super excited to be joining you guys here as the leaders and the community.
That's awesome. That's
here. Yeah. And if you guys have any referrals that want to go ahead and send over to us to be able to go ahead and staff the 207 branch, we more than happy to have them. So just want to throw that out there as well. Nanette, don't kill me, but I will just share this amazing program. We understand how small businesses can be challenged and not for their own intake, but to be able to go ahead and get something for a lot of our Latinos business owners here in our community and everywhere in the communities that we serve. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So we've constructed this amazing 4-part series where it just comes down to help our small businesses and Latinos that don't might have a barrier in speaking English or understanding it, or just need the basic one-on-one of how to, for example, construyendo su relación con un banco, for example, having a relationship with a bank. A lot of our small business customers still, believe it or not, just use cash and think that it's okay just to go ahead and hide everything under the shoebox and pay the bills or cash. So how do we do that? And one of our first classes is actually how to utilize a banking relationship and how to utilize a business bank account. the importance of having an accountant, the how to actually register your business, whether it's a corporation, whether it's a LLC, depending on the type of business you're in. This is what we try to help you and help you understand and how to move forward from there. And what a lot of small businesses love is actually how to prepare yourself to actually apply for a small business loan. What's the time frame? What do you really need? And putting all these first 3 series together and 3 parts will lead you to be able to be prepared to go ahead and apply for a loan, or at least be ready to apply for a loan. So this is super exciting. I do it in Spanish, and Latinos for all of our Latinos customers, and English, because I go back and forth with the Spanglish. So if anybody, we would really love your support and really sending this out to get as much small business owners to go ahead and join us and join this 4-part series. Again, super excited to go ahead and share this and be able to host this series.
Yeah, there's a little, if everything goes well, I'm sorry, if everything goes well, we'll do the graduation also in the same community. The seminars are going, they're virtual as well, so it doesn't tax the small entrepreneur. But we're looking forward for this because it was the first opportunity we had to translate one of our programs into Spanish.
Right.
Juan, I have a random question. You're talking about working with small businesses who have been cash only or putting things under the table. How do you make a case to someone who's been doing that for a long time? How do you tell them about the benefits of kind of keeping better books and keeping everything above board? What kind of case do you make to them?
Well,
it's not a case. I wouldn't say it's a case, right? I would say it's part of the program that we have. We've set up the presentations that help them, that guide them through that. We still have small entrepreneurs that even when they come to our sessions from the other boroughs, from time to time, they still keep something under the mattress, to say the least, right? It's just getting them acclimated to really how to best suit their books. And I'll give you an example, sir. They come to us for a loan, but yet on their financial statements, they have nothing to prove that they can even repay the loan. Why? Because they're cash driven. So that is what we're out to combat, and to show them, no, look, you can put your money in a bank account. It'll be easier for you. Put them on your financial statement so that when you do need capital, it's there. And then there's an old stereotype. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it exists, that if you're a startup company, to not to show a profit in the first 2 or 3 years. And that's another thing that hurts our entrepreneurs, sir, because when they do come to us for capital, they got losses, and we can't fund that. So, Juan, anything else you want to add?
No, that you hit it right on the money there, and also it depends on the small businesses, and it's by case, because some businesses might have different needs than the others, and helping them through that, like Madeline said, is where we really focus on and do these series for them.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Juan. So just to recap, right? We have the boot camp, the Bronx one, the Manhattan one that's going on like next month, the Bronx one that is starting next week. Then we have on the consumer side, the youth side, and the Spanish speaking seminars. All of those seminars that are happening, you're gonna send me flyers so we can distribute them, especially on our board, because especially Juan's, our community is the majority Latinos. The businesses here are primarily Latino organizations or businesses. So we're definitely going to need that, Juan. So please send that. I know you put it up you shared your screen, but send it to me so I can send it to everyone else.
Sounds great.
I think we'll do one email, and we'll attach all of them there so that it'll be easier for you, Joel, okay?
Yeah, you guys have my email, right? You guys have my email.
I believe we do, yes.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
And now we'll send it to Paula, that she sent us the email right now to
Yeah.
Oh.
You can send it to Paola. If you send it to Paola, just CC me, so I know it's done. I can follow up with that.
Juan, it's in the chat. Okay. It's Jade. Okay, Jade. Okay, I'll take it from the chat.
Okay.
And that, sir, is our presentation for tonight. We will continue to keep you updated as the months go by.
All right, so I just have a few questions on the boot camp side, because I'm a huge fan of the boot camp. I was a participant of the boot camp. The amount of information that they run through it's crazy. I was a business banker for Chase, and I learned stuff there. So it was crazy. So I know that you did series 1, 2, and this is the third one, or are you beginning from scratch? Some of the specifics.
It's every year we start from scratch. So right now we're in series 1. Bronx starts tomorrow, Manhattan March 12th, and then all the dates will be in what we send you. Then Brooklyn and Queens. For the graduation, and this year we also have an opportunity, which we didn't have before, Joelle, which is to help our businesses come together that are going to graduate. For there's a pitch night. We are offering awards this year as well, right? And you know that when you went through it, they asked as to whether or not those entrepreneurs asked as to whether or not we can help them with their pitch presentations, which we are this year.
Great.
So we're going to group Manhattan and Brother Bronx together to do one pitch session, and then they're each going to do their pitch nights for the awards. And then at the graduation, we're going to provide them the awards. The actual graduation is occurring in Manhattan on 115 and 116th Street. We basically use the Salsa Caterers, that hall they have there, to do graduations. So that's series 1. When all of those, I'm sorry.
I was there at that graduation. I was there. So I remember
So
that.
when all of the boroughs are done and we combine the boroughs, we have those graduations. Then those graduates are the ones that proceed to series 2. And those graduates proceed to series 3. And that's how we work it out. So by the ending of the year, by November, our last session, I should say our last graduation is literally during the first week in December. So the entire year we run this program through the entire city of New York.
Keep in mind, so everybody's watching, these series end and conclude with a pitch night, as Madeline says, right? And this is a great opportunity to pitch your business and to get funding. And I don't think you mentioned this, but in order to qualify for the pitch night, you have to attend each session. And then you can graduate to series 2 and then graduate to series 3. I'm looking for
How long is the program?
how long are
Each series.
how long is it each series?
Okay,
Madeline?
4 sessions, and then there's a makeup night. For example, if there's an entrepreneur that misses one of the 4, in one night on Zoom, we set up 4 different classrooms where each one of the sessions you can make up to qualify to graduate. What's different this year, Joelle and sir, is that we're adding another night for the pitch night preparation, and then they'll each be pitching Manhattan on its own and the Bronx on their own for the awards and then the graduation. So it's really 6 nights out of their lives that I can guarantee you will make a big difference.
And what are the grants? The amount of the grants, is that still to be determined?
At this point in time, they're about 10,000 up to $10,000, 7,500, 5,000. We're still playing around with the funds in terms, but the biggest one should be around $10,000, and then the other smaller ones we're still deciding on. Like we do want to spread the monies that we have, because it's a grant that we also received, right? And we're a bank, so it's through a grant that we received as well, so that we have for all of the series. So the top dollar award would be $10,000, and then there might be a 5,000 one. And then, like, let me give you an example. In series 3 last year, we took and we provided 3 additional awards of 2,500 because there were so many good businesses that we heard provide their pitch that we did not want to just give out 5,000. So we take the liberty, or I exercise the right, to be able to spread more funds around to more entrepreneurs as may be needed.
Yeah, definitely. The grants are the cherry on top. The big thing is the knowledge, honestly, that you guys distribute. So that's awesome. Well, I look forward to all the.
I have one more comment to make.
Yeah, go ahead, Madeline.
We do we don't do them by webinar. Allow me to explain.
Mm.
We do them in the actual, and all of them are in there, all of them are interactive, all of them are part, like here we're a panelist, so thank you for that, and others aren't, but everyone is in the same meeting, and the reason for that is because we want this group of entrepreneurs to network together, to mesh together, ask each other questions, become each other's network, and also conduct business with each other. So there has to be a connection from the very first start. So we do a classroom training within Zoom to allow them to turn their cameras on and check each other out, do a little presentation about what their business is very beginning and what they expect, and then take it from there. But we want to create that classroom setting within Zoom, which we have been very successful with. A lot of the people that have graduated, you could speak to that. How many people are you still connected with the class that you took?
A few of them actually. I remember one of the winners I connected with, and it's great because I get to see her growth in her business, and we connect online. So, but yeah, definitely those graduations are more than just a graduation. It's more of a networking environment. But yeah, that's another plus for the boot camp. But we look forward to it. Hopefully, a lot of businesses on the Manhattan side from this community board and from our neighborhoods can participate. Is there a cap on like who could participate, like the number of participants?
There is no number of the participants. I can tell you that our sessions have started with 100 registrations, 80 people have shown up, and then at the ending of it all, we still have about 60 individuals. There is a dropout rate. There's a percentage that drops out, but not. This program is not because we're doing it. It's awesome, Joel, because people really need this information, so they stick it out. So we've had graduations where we've had 60 graduates, but maybe 50 show up at the graduation, because it's an in-person graduation, by the way. But we got really good numbers on this. And then some of them missed 2 sessions and they knocked themselves out, right? But that's the look. That's what it's about.
Yeah, no, and then being an entrepreneur, you're probably busy, but I'm glad it's happening. The information's out there. You guys send even recordings of the information, which is great. Good night. So, and the knowledge is still there, so that's important. Any questions for Ponce Bank? They're doing great work. I hope that it gets built soon, and that you guys hire locally, right? And that this is we'll be able to bank our communities fully and gain all that knowledge and give it to our constituents. But thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And we'll get, I'll email you guys anytime. You guys could come on anytime you guys want. We meet the first Tuesday. So if you guys want, bring a person on every 2 or 3 months just to update. That would be great. But we'll chat offline.
Okay.
On what we want.
Thank you for having us, and good evening to all.
Thank you so much, man, and thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. Right. Okay, that was good.
It was.
That's exciting, right? So I'm gonna get all the flyers, send it out to the committee, get our businesses involved in that, right? There's a grant opportunity. The knowledge is there. We've got networking. Jackie, I'll send it to you as well. Tell all the members of Cloth.
Well, I'll put it in my newsletter.
All right, great. Yes.
Right. Well, again, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, Jackie. Yeah, good. You're good.
I'm so, because I know somebody and he pronounced his name Joel with the Jota. Sorry. Just I guess just a reminder that ICE has been in the neighborhood, and I don't think that they've actually gone into any businesses, but I started distributing. I just put together a flyer with information that I had, the difference between public areas and private areas and what they can and cannot do. So I don't know. I guess it's just important if anybody is like speaking to a business, that they understand. I mean, a lot of the ICE agents, they're they're going in there and they're saying they have a judicial warrant to check the place, and they're lying, and they don't. So, you know, a lot of they're afraid, they don't know what to do, and they're letting them into areas where they have no right to be.
Yeah, and they also have the policy collateral, which is like they're searching for one person and other people that
Exactly.
to be there.
Mhm.
They can also be deported. So
Yes.
um,
Or just scooped up and put in a jail cell until they prove that, you know, if they don't have papers, forget it.
yeah,
They're going to be deported. But they're not allowed to just scoop people up in private areas like that. Public areas they are, unfortunately, but they can't go into the back of into the cook's area or into they're not allowed to do that, or a home for that matter. They can't do that without an appropriate warrant. So anyway, just a reminder, you know, I spoke to about most businesses between 165th and 178th on Broadway, and I'm going to try to do from 155th and to 165th either on Thursday. So anyway, point is, just please keep it in mind if you're speaking to any businesses, or that they should really be aware of this, that it's just it's an underhanded thing to do, but you know, what do you expect from this administration? So it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody.
yeah. So yeah, I think our elected officials had an event recently about this.
Yeah, they did.
The Councilwoman De La Rosa,
Yeah.
Assemblyman Manny Los Santos, I think Adriana Espaillat was there too. It was after my meeting in January. I think it was on the 29th of January, 28th. It was like a Saturday ago. I didn't get to go, but I heard it was great. If any businesses have any questions regarding that, please go to your elected officials. They have all the information that you need. Go to Jackie. You know,
Well, I can't do anything. I mean, I could like tell them, but you're right. They should go to like Carmen's office or Espaillat's office, because they have all the resources there.
or Manny's office.
Yeah.
But I also encourage our businesses to make sure that, you know, we're doing the right thing. We're not just leading them there, but we're also leading them into the right path of getting their papers. You know, because it's not an excuse for cheap labor, right? So we can't exploit these individuals as well. So, you know, let's just make sure that we're protected on all fronts, right? Like, it's unfortunate what ICE is doing, but also let's, you know, make sure that, you know, we're not exploiting these individuals, you know, paying them X amount of money. But yeah, reach out to all your elected officials on what's going on with ICE, and be careful out there.
Are you anticipating some of these people to attend? People who might be afraid of ICE action?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. Like the computer is sort of.
Are you anticipating the presence of some of these individuals who might be impacted by ICE operations and this?
Well, we don't know. I mean, they were in the community last week. They were on 159th Street. They were on 178th Street. And I think they made 1 or 2 arrests. I don't know. You know, they were in buildings like near our job. Okay. But the businesses themselves, you know, I mean, you know, all of our businesses, most of them, they are employed by documented and undocumented immigrants, you know, for better or for worse. And ICE, I don't know whether or not they've like actually entered any of the businesses, but they can. And what they're and yeah, and if they go into a public area where people are eating, they can go there. But they could also walk in and ask whoever is sitting there, do you have papers? Show me. If you don't have papers, they can arrest them. But what ICE can't do is go into a private area without a judicial warrant, which is signed by a judge, and it's signed off, you know, through a court. and it normally have somebody's name on it or a search warrant. Okay. But they are going in there or they are showing people a administrative warrant, which is nothing. It's a piece of paper signed by Homeland Security that does not give them the right to enter into a private area and search the place. So
if you organize a forum and people show up and then ICE agents are walking to pick up some people, do you think
and that's a chance, yeah. That's
do you
a
think
possibility.
Yeah, yeah.
do you think they have the right to do that?
Personally, morally, no, of course not. But unfortunately, if it's a public area and they're there and they're undocumented, yeah, they can do this.
I just want to,
You can't do it in somebody's home.
I just want to understand your understanding of the law.
Yeah,
Well, I basic, nothing, you know. I'm not
the purpose, the purpose of these raids, according to the administration, is to get people who have criminal background, have had,
violence, yeah.
Well, even DUIs, anything that if they've been arrested or had a criminal history,
Yeah,
that's what the focus is.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, what happens is that sometimes, because of the nature of the thing, is that sometimes they get someone and other people are involved and other people around them have no papers.
There is the politics of it, and then there is the law.
Mm-hmm.
They are starting right now with the criminals. That's the politics of it.
Yeah.
But under the law, they could expand the sweep to anybody physically present, unlawfully present in the
United States. Correct.
Yes,
correct.
yes, they can. And they can just scoop them up, and then they can, while they're languishing in prison for, I don't know, a day, 2, 3, or 4, whatever. If they have papers, they'll be released. But if they don't have papers, most likely they'll be deported. Or go into proceedings or.
But thanks, Jackie. Yeah, just be on the lookout for that. They were in our neighborhood, and they will probably continue to be in our neighborhood. But just be careful out there. Make sure you let everyone know what's happening. Okay. Any other announcements? Any new business? Old business? No. Announcements. We have a member of the public here. Hey, George. Welcome, George.
Avenue.
Want to give a shout out to George. ThatOGsOriginal.com.
That's one of the businesses, but we have we also bake cookies. We have a cookie company.
That's where I remember.
Do wholesale manufacturing.
Oh yes, that's where I know you from. You were in licensing.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So one of his businesses, George. Introduce yourself.
My name is George Goss. My wife is Audra, and she's not here now. She's in Baltimore on a contract job. But we own a business called Eden Naturals. That's one of our 4 businesses that we have, but we also design websites. We help small businesses develop their businesses from scratch. And there's a couple of other related things that we do as well. We're about to start a digital security company. So we've been studying that for the last 3 years. Once the state shut down, we decided to kind of expand our knowledge bank, and we started doing digital security. So, we'll be introducing that soon. But we have 5 businesses altogether, and that's it.
The other business is The Originals. They do clothing as well, apparel.
Right. That's one of our small businesses, one of our rookie businesses.
All right, good.
We do printing.
Okay.
On apparel, and we have brand design printing. So.
And what's the name of your cookie company?
Cookies. That's it.
Yeah.
I know, right? Well, we only do wholesale now, and we're in the process of looking for a co-packer.
Okay.
I think that's one of the things that we talked about when we were here last time. We're looking for a co-packer. but the cookie brand is called Munchies All Naturals Oatmeal Cookies. And we were in Whole Foods. We were in 16 different Whole Foods. We probably had about 70 some odd different supermarkets and smaller retail spots that sold our product for years. And we got crushed during the pandemic. We were actually opening up on 1860 Amsterdam Avenue. I was just looking at the old contract today, as a matter of fact, and a week before we were going to sign the contract, the governor shut the state down. Now it's a Pizza Hut, like we needed a Pizza Hut in the neighborhood.
Oh, that's on 190.
It's on 158th.
Oh, okay.
158th in Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
That's where
So-
our office is on 157th.
Yeah, right. We're right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. And are you down? You still have accounts though?
no, those accounts are frozen. Everybody is still calling us for work, but we have to find a co-packer. We were brick and mortar before.
Okay.
And it just, I mean, we tried to open up a couple of locations in the area before we actually settled on a contract deal at on 158th. But as a matter of fact, I don't know the person you're talking to now, but
Jackie.
I got to tell you, Yvonne Stennett is the bomb.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yvonne.
she's my boss. I'll let her know you said that. Why?
A beautiful,
Bruce is
beautiful
there
lady.
also. Bruce could attest to that.
Oh yeah, she's a beautiful lady. She has a beautiful family. She's done a tremendous amount for this community. And I can't say anything more other than great things about her.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. She's a great boss.
Why are you having a problem finding a co-packer? There's plenty in Brooklyn.
Well, we're organic, we're
Oh.
vegan, and we're kosher certified.
Oh,
So, you know, if you want to produce junk, you can
Williamsburg.
produce it anyway. What'd you say?
Williamsburg, I'm kidding.
I came from Williamsburg. I used to live in Lindsay Park in Williamsburg on Broadway and Lawrence. I don't know if you're familiar with the area.
A little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, we're still looking.
So when I mentioned accounts, I'm saying like, do you still have your clientele?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
And you're still, are you producing
We're
now?
not producing anything
Mm.
because we used to produce from brick and mortar.
Okay.
Now we're looking for a company that
Co-pack, yeah.
produces according to our standards, so that we could get back into these locations, you know, and quite frankly, not have to do physical work ourselves. And, you know, there's a couple of points I wanted to make in regard to some of the things you guys talked about here. You know, I can hold that till the end of the meeting, so I don't interrupt anything else that's going on here, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I just wanted to give you a shout out to your businesses. Name your cookie. What's the name of your cookies again?
The company is called Eden Naturals, and it's Munchies All Natural Cookies.
Okay, and do you have a handle for our Instagram folk out there? Do you have an Instagram handle or Facebook or a website?
I have a Instagram, Facebook, website, and everything for that, for the small business I have
For the
there.
cookies?
No, not for the cookies, for the printing company.
Okay,
But
So-
uh-huh.
Where do you bake out of?
We're not baking now. It's when they closed down for COVID, we had to stop.
yeah.
We were-
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking that this was when the state shut down.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
That's why they want a co-packer.
That's
So
why
what are you doing now? You're looking for space or?
we're not interested in any brick and mortar anymore. And I gotta tell you, quite frankly, it goes to one of the points that I was gonna make earlier.
Mhm.
You know, I'm 63. And when I was growing up, and when I was a teen, I don't mean to stretch this out, but I want
No,
to
you're
get
good,
this
you're
done
good.
quickly, okay? When I was growing up, minimum wage was made for kids. Before I was a working kid, minimum wage was made for Black people who were getting ripped, cheated, who couldn't get a fair deal from the white community that was cheating them out of wages and so on and so forth. And as things progressed, by the time I became old enough to work, it had become a learning ground for young people to get started so that they could get acclimated into the business world. This was never intended to be a living wage. It's never intended to be a living wage. And unfortunately, unless you actually own a business, you don't understand the amount of jobs that are being lost because people who are employed are making these decisions to keep raising these wages and knocking kids right out of the job market. That's why you have so many young people running around with absolutely nothing to do because their grandparents are working at McDonald's where they should be doing other things with their lives. A lot of these kids are no longer getting the opportunity to learn how to become job market ready. So when you see kids that are going for these interviews and they're wearing sneakers, they got their shirt out of their pants, they got their ass out and the whole thing, you know what I mean? It's the fault of their parents for helping them make the decisions to price them out of the market. Okay, so the way that we treat kids now, the way that we look down on them and the whole thing, as though they're idiots, is because they are idiots. They don't really understand what it is to be responsible because nobody is teaching them to be responsible and nobody's going to take a chance on a young person for $16, $16.50, and $20 an hour.
Yeah.
We're just not going to do it. And that's one of the reasons why I would never open up a brick and mortar because I want to hire young people. I want to help train young people and help educate them in how to do well in business. I'm not paying them $20 an hour.
It's expensive.
I'm not paying them $16 an hour.
Yeah, you know, I agree that it's very expensive. It's getting expensive, but it's just
It's not
a whole host of things that are causing that.
It's not a living wage. The problem is it's not a living wage.
Yeah.
And you have elected officials that are making decisions to make people happy rather than looking at the long range problems that come along with some of these decisions that put a smile on people's faces until the next official comes into office. We got to stop doing that, man. Businesses have to make their own decisions. When businesses are competing with each other, we're going to hire the best.
Right.
You're going to work the hardest that you can
Right.
in order to be beneficial to me and my company.
Right.
And if I see that, I'm going to give you're worth to me more than $16, $20, $25 an hour.
Right.
But I'm not going to start some kid that's in high school out with a $16 an hour job, and they're going to be hard pressed to find a $16 an hour job. So these kids are out of luck because their parents are making bad decisions.
Yeah. No.
Uninformed decisions.
Yeah, I think that's just an effect, not a cause of the overall climate that we're in.
No, we've been in this.
Yeah.
We've been
No,
in
it's
this
been
overall climate for over 12 years.
Yeah, it's been
And
a long time.
shame.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm not saying now, things are been a long time, but
I'm not a politically correct guy.
no, yeah,
I
no,
don't give a
you.
shit about that.
Obviously.
All I care about is these kids out here and how they grow up and what opportunities they get based on the decisions that we as adults make. The advantages that we had growing up, they don't have anymore. And that's not fair. And it's because in a lot of cases, it's because of the laziness of us elders and our unwillingness to get involved and help them along with their learning processes.
Yeah,
Didn't mean to
totally.
make that long, guys.
No, you're
I'm
good.
an
Thank you
OG.
so much.
So OG is a great handle, by the way. It's an honorary handle, by the way, in the community.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And what's your name again?
Good, I'm George.
George.
Bass.
Thank you so much, George.
Yes.
Thank you for introducing your businesses to us.
Yes.
You know Claude and Yvonne, Jackie, so reach out for any other advice, especially looking for a co-backer for your wholesale business.
Yes.
Thank you for your announcements. Any other announcements from the committee? Who's volunteering to do minutes?
I'm gonna sign off, guys. Thank you.
Jackie, can we get a volunteer doing minutes, please?
I've got a busy.
Did you take notes?
Well, we have a transcript.
We have a transcript.
Do you have
I'll
a
do it.
transcript? Well, where's the assistant?
No, Radia's not in, the assistant chair, but it's okay.
Who is, who is supposed to do it? Do we
Is
have
there
somebody?
a-
See, the assistant
The
chair.
assistant.
Does she have an assistant?
Chair, yeah. The assistant chair of the committee.
Who is that?
Radia.
Oh, it is video.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so She's not here. I guess, I will, take up
I
those
nominate
names.
her to do that.
We'll see. I'll reach out to her. All right, so it is 8:16. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I do.
Can I see
Motion,
that card?
motion
give you
by
one.
Carl, seconded by Bruce. All right, thanks.